Everyone. I hope you're well. I've got some people moving around. Okay, we're going to go through some bits in terms of resources you have on various websites, the district, the international site, and then we'll also cover other bits to do with emails and WhatsApp. And we'll also cover bits about security, which in terms of how to keep your accounts safe, because we've had several people who've had their Hotmail or Facebook accounts hijacked. And Bob is the district IT officer. He'll be leading a few of these sessions. So, Bob.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Satnam. Guys, the easiest option is just to share a screen. I'm going to start with our own district website. Each session is going to be about 10-15 minutes long. It's not going to be that long. So it's just a brief overview. And please come back to us if there's any IT issues, anything to do with IT, either Satnam, myself, or our comms lead, Rita Tandy. Let's start with the first aspect of it, which is our district website. And the district website is literally, the easiest way to remember it is literally lions105a.uk. So if you went to this actual section, you'd actually come to our homepage. But the only page I'm going to discuss this morning is this last tab at the end, which actually says Lions. On there, we have the conversation that was actually held the other evening in terms of the international portal. I don't need to indicate to everybody that we have various sort of websites. The main one, obviously, is our Lions International portal. And on our own district homepage, you've got a link here. So you can actually go straight into the actual website. If you're stuck or not sure what the actual URL is for the international website. From there, we've also got the actual login to the international portal. You can actually go from here in terms of Lions International and then hit the Lions portal from here, or alternatively, from our own district website, because I'd like to promote this because it covers everything that we need in district. So you've actually got the option of the actual portal itself or logging into the portal. Each member within the district has their own login ID. So when we hit the Lions portal login, you come to this page. And here, as I said, we're not going to go anything further from here because Penny had actually covered it the other night. But in terms of you need a username and a password. Your own club secretary should be able to give you that if you haven't already got it, but you should have it when you first join and when you first register on the Lions portal. Going back to our own district website and the last tab, this is the most important tab, and I would just like to reiterate that. From there, we've also got options like Lions support. So if you are having problems with the portal or your login, we've actually got Lions support at Lions Club, and you can actually just click on that and it'll take you into an email and you can actually then send it forward, request whatever you need, and you'll get support via email. Moving further down, we've got
Bob, just make sure that actually is going to Lions International. So it's not coming to Bob or myself. It'll be Lions International. So if you're having a problem logging into the portal or you have any questions regarding once you get into the portal, you could do that. And obviously Penny would be another contact.
Or even IT. Again, please, guys, we've got in quite a few of these places, the IT, again, this is all voluntary. So as I said, we work together. If you've got any IT problems anywhere on the site, please either come back to me or come back to Satnam, and we will actually deal with any requests that you have regarding IT. We have obviously other training sessions for other things, but in terms of IT, if you've got any problems, come directly one-on-one. It's easier to explain something rather than a group chat. It's a lot easier to explain one-on-one rather than trying to explain to half a dozen people who then have a different question and the conversation leads in different ways. But moving on from there, we have a training page. On here, we have past videos that we've actually recorded, and they are either on YouTube or we've even got things like, again, connecting back into the international portal, for example, service activity reporting. there's a little link here, which actually takes you to a YouTube video. Coming out of that, so you've got various links here, plus everything that the GLT team has actually done in the past in terms of videos that we've created. Again, they are either links to something on YouTube, or they'll actually be directly a training seminar. We've got things like the Members Resource Center. We've got, these are PDF files that you can actually pick up, and everything that you may need with training is meant to be on here. If it's not on here, please, again, come to IT and we'll put it on here so it will help other Lions in the future. Going back again to the same tab, we've got a diary and calendar system. Now, this is something that we've introduced recently because when I joined, I didn't know what sort of events were coming up. And what we've actually got in here is two things. One is the first thing about upcoming club events. And there's a little folder here. If you click on the little folder, it has a group of, this is actually viewing in a different way, but I can actually just set that slightly different. So, so what it does, it actually has something in terms of flyers that you can actually just click into and actually just see the whole information about whatever is actually coming up at a club level. This is not district, but this is at club level. We are tweaking it, but we need input from yourselves in terms of what sort of things that we want onto our website, and the flyers is one of the options. Again, I tend to separate the events, which are things that we can actually come and support, or charter nights. Charter nights are slightly different. Again, there's a little folder which actually shows up and coming charter nights. Moving on from there, we've got the actual, I consider this section to be more about district. So again, it takes a little bit more effort to put these individual items in, and there's only a selected number of IT members that can actually do this. So it's a little bit more work. The folders are a lot easier for us. If you send us a flyer, we can actually just drop it into this folder, and everybody in the district will see what is actually up and coming. And the other thing I didn't actually mention is the folder actually sorts it by date order. So admittedly, the 26th of September is a golf day, which is our district golf day, is the next event coming up. On the 20th of September is this event, and so forth. So the whole folder is actually sorted, and the newest one will be at the front here. Going back again so we've got the training, and here we have things like links to our first cabinet meeting. So if you come to this tab and go into the diary and calendar section, we will actually have events that are coming up, and the prime one being the cabinet meeting that's coming up. There's a link in here which you can actually just click, and it'll actually take you into the booking system. So you can actually book the actual event on the 10th of August, which is just coming up in next weekend, to be honest. So again, going back to the previous menu, and going back to, so all I'm saying to you is anything that you need that's upcoming, you can actually come to this diary and calendar event system, and you'll see everything that's going on in the district at the moment. If we scroll down, another useful thing that I found when I first joined was I couldn't find district secretary's emails. We've got a tab here which actually takes you straight into showing you all the past emails, and the one that we're doing today is on the Empowering Lions to Use Tech. You can actually then click on that email, and you can actually see the email that was actually sent out by CAB on the appropriate day. So you've got all the information that you need on there. Let me just close these down. Again, going back to from there, we have, again, the IT team is a group of people who are obviously volunteers. So as I said, please support them. And our Facebook is handled by our Lion Aurora. And again, if you click on there, it goes straight into our district Facebook page. Again, we have events coming up that are already printed on here. You can then again click on the individual link, and you can actually see the various items that are actually available to yourself. But here, this is the important part about the Facebook page. Anybody that has a Facebook can actually speak to Lion Aurora, and when you put the event on your own Facebook page, it will then automatically update to the district one. So again, it's participation by clubs to have a Facebook page and then networking. Again, in the same way, we have an Instagram page, we have a WhatsApp page. We've even got here, what we've got is, if you click on the actual WhatsApp, you can actually join the district WhatsApp group. The advantage of this one is we have two main groups. One is the cabinet, but the district one is any event that you want to promote. Again, if you send us the flyer, we can actually promote it there. So if you want the district to know the things that you're going on, but at the same time, you must join the WhatsApp group. So you can then, when we go onto the section about WhatsApp, I'll show you how easy it is to actually pass that information forward. So we have, again, we've discussed the international portal, we've discussed the district portal or the website, and then we have the actual MD portal. Again, if you go into there, we've broken out, there was meant to be, again, we're working on it with the other districts in the MD, where we're going to have a diary and a calendar system. It's not finely tuned yet at the moment, so we're going to just leave that for the moment. But you can then go into the Lions MD website. Here again, to access certain parts, you will need a login. So I'm not going to cover that at this moment in time, because that is something that you can do individually and actually speak to MD directly. Moving swiftly past that, and if we move further down, we've got the international Facebook, we have competitions, we have marketing. Now, the other thing with marketing, what we've got is a QR code. Any one of your flyers that you have, if you put this QR code on there, they will end up at this point where we will have people inquiring. So you have an event, you put the QR code, and everybody who scans it will come to the district contact form. So all I can actually request is any new flyers that you do, please go to marketing here and just copy and paste this QR code, and as I said, and put it onto your flyers. It will help promote Lionism, and it will help promote this district. We work as a team. It's not an individual club doing something or an individual doing something. We work together, and anything that comes into the contact form will go to the appropriate club in that area, or may even be the zone. And we can actually, get members, new members joining just by you having this QR code. Moving further from there, we have the insurance and other bits and pieces. Something that we are currently at the moment, those cabinet members that we have a cabinet reporting button. And when you click on the reporting button, there is a requirement for username and password. I'm not, again, all the passwords and usernames, I'm not going to go through today. If you need further information, please come forward, and I can actually, this also allows you to go into a section, which I'm going to show just briefly, is two usernames, which, again, not many people have actually utilized it at the moment. But if we utilize this login, it will take you to a section which actually has private, confidential stuff that we don't necessarily want to share with the general public. And that's things like the directory and maybe even cabinet reporting, etc. But this is a separate section, and that you need to be logged into. I'm going to log back out of that. The menu, and that I think covers our website. But please have a look at this website, and let's move forward together. Fine, so now I might pass this back onto your stuff. I'm coming out of the share option.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think Bob's covered a fair bit there. The main thing is, even on previous sessions we've had questions about people not really understanding that you have the Lions International website. Anything you want to find, if you have a question, I've always encouraged people to fend for themselves, teach yourself, go to Google, ask the question, and if you're looking for a question about Lions, type in Lions clubs as one word, followed by whatever you're looking for. So if you want membership types, fees, anything, logos, you can find those quite easily by doing that. And if you can't, then obviously you can come back to us. That's not a problem. Again, keeping passwords, you need to keep all your passwords aligned and recorded somewhere so you know what they are. Because obviously we have our district one, we have the MD one, and you have the international one. So when we're talking about the portal, it's always going to be the international one. Otherwise, we're just looking at our district website and the MD website. Again, you can go to the MD website and you should have your own login there, and they will then have access to, I think they have the MD directory, so you can get a list of clubs in the UK if you need to contact them. In a similar way, if you go to the international website, you've got the search button for clubs. Play around. The main thing I really want to get across today is kids learn, and you look at kids and go, how do they do that? Because they don't have a fear of getting something wrong or messing something up. If you go on a website, just be aware you can't do anything with it. You can't break it. You can't get anything wrong. Just play around with it. So go to the international website, have a play, and you will pick up loads of information from anything from, grants, marketing, videos, promotional stuff. Just give it a go and don't be afraid. Because if something goes wrong, then it's their problem because they should have done it properly in the first place. But you're not going to break anything. So give it a go and try it out. And then if you then come back with a question, you're more likely to get a more sensible answer and understand that question as well. Okay. The other thing that we have to look at is we've had quite a few inquiries and problems with people going through and saying they've had their passwords or Hotmail or Facebook account hacked. The one thing that a lot of people don't do is what's called two-factor authentication. Now, this is something you are going to have to do for each of your accounts personally. It's not easy to sit here and say, I will take you through the setup on the different platforms because every platform is slightly different. So what I'm going to back is go back to Google and search for it. So if you're going to Gmail, if you go to Gmail and say two-factor authentication, it'll give you the details of how to go through that. What that does, it allows you to, when you log in, it allows you to set up a system so that it sends you a 6-digit code to your phone and you type that in. And that means if I happen to be watching you and I learn your password, if I try to log in and you have two-factor authentication set up, it'll send a code to your phone, which I don't have. So it reduces the chances of me hacking the system. So the sort of things you want to be aware of are things like, yes, you have the phone. You have also sometimes when they send an email to you, your email account. And the more secure method is what's called a mobile phone app. And what you have there is a app like Google Authenticate or Microsoft's authentication app. If you put that on your phone, it'll generate like your banking apps do. It'll generate a code. So when you log in, you use your authentication app to do that. That is probably the most secure way to do it. We're not going to cover any other bits because there are even more secure methods, but we're just never going to use those. So yeah, just make sure you go back, have a look at your accounts, and if you log out and log back in, one, you should know your password, and two, make sure it asks for authentication and get those set up. Those are absolutely important. And in terms of club stuff, if you have club accounts, like we have the district Facebook account, we have the district Gmail account and YouTube accounts, always make sure you've got multiple people set up as administrators on those accounts. So if one person leaves or passes away, you're not stuck in a situation where you've lost the account. And when people leave your club, when new people come in, just keep an eye on that and keep that updated. So you've got multiple people on your platforms so that you're not the sole person. And also make sure all the accounts are actually in your club's name rather than your personal name. So even if it says my name on the district account, it'll say Satnam Loyal Lions105a. And that normally implies to people you're a company. So if the name changes to Bob, people are going to accept that. But if it's just your personal name on, then something happens to you, you are not going to get access to those accounts. Yeah. So do you want to come in on anything, Bob?
No, I think you've covered the security side. I think that sounds. Okay. Again, guys, anything that this is going to be a very brief session. please come back to us.